The king was too late to mourn the deceased king. He quickly led the people to prepare for the Ice Wizard's monstrous army. Unfortunately, the White Wizard's shield cracked under the violent impact. Suddenly, a massive ice crystal broke through the defenses and plummeted down directly to the ground. The queen immediately warned everyone to take cover from the airstrike. The town was immediately filled with chaotic cries. How was ice crystals were plummeting down? A boy, in panic, lost his toy. Unexpectedly, another ice crystal came crashing down. The queen leapt into action. She used her frail body to protect every citizen in the town. However, at this moment, the Ice Wizard seized his opportunity. His relentless assault had finally breached the defenses. So he plucked out another whisker. He muttered incantations while holding it. A flash of icy blue light shimmered. To his surprise, the whisker transformed into a transparent little snake. With a flick of his wand, the Ice Eagle instantly awakened. It spread its wings, then soared high and spiraled down rapidly. It swooped down to grab the little snake, then flew straight towards Belorio under the dark cloud. Meanwhile, the White Wizard noticed the breach in the defenses. He grabbed his magic powers to mend it, but he realized he had reversed direction in his urgency. At that moment, a large hole had burned into the ground. He immediately turned the power around. Finally, he managed to repair the broken shield just in time. However, at the same time, the Ice Eagle happened to fly above the shield. In the final moment of the repair, the tiny transparent snake safely landed on the ground from the gap. Seeing the gap had been filled, everyone believed they had temporarily secured safety. But a greater hidden danger had quietly approached unknowingly. The airstrikes continued to be fierce, but the snake ended up biting Queen Vasilisa. Just as she was polishing her sword, the snake took advantage of her distraction and slipped into her ear. Then, looking at the queen's eyelashes, they were instantly covered with a layer of cold frost. At this moment, she became a puppet at the mercy of the Ice Sorcerer. She clutched a long sword, which was exactly the stance the Ice Sorcerer favored. And wherever she looked, it was right in the direction of the White Sorcerer's path. She pulls the Volpine. She angrily rushed after him at high speed. At this moment, the White Sorcerer was reinforcing the protective shield of the Universal Throne, unaware that the queen had approached from behind. Fortunately, a sound, he then noticed the other's odd behavior. "It's you, queen!" The queen received the attack directive. She shouted as she lunged at the White Wizard. The Ice Wizard waved his ice sword. The queen countered with the same move. Even the cunning methods matched exactly. The White Wizard was knocked down by this formidable foe. At the brink of death, he used magic with all of his strength to block the sword. At this moment, he realized it was the Ice Wizard who wished him death. The elf desperately shouted Vasilisa's name. This disrupted the opponent's focus. Seizing this opportunity, he took control of the magic. He immediately flipped his opponent away. Approaching, he could finally see the queen was being controlled by some force. "Oh man, you have totally lost it. This is Queen Vasilisa." Soon, the queen was led to the guillotine, although the water god pleaded nearby. But in that moment, beheading the queen was equivalent to dismantling the Ice Wizard's magic. For the safety of the townsfolk, the White Wizard had to deal decisive blows to prevent further issues. But just as the axe was about to fall, the Ice Wizard sensed the danger. A small snake immediately escaped from his ear. As the hand rose with the weapon, the White Mage just cut through the sizable threat. It turned out to be well orchestrated by the water god. The queen has finally awakened from the chaos. The Ice Mage was thoroughly terrified. And so it was. The queen was finally saved by the clever White Mage, but they underestimated each other's fierce strength. The Ice Mage extended its magical claws, and it cast a spell on the city of Belorio. The shattered ice pieces flew back into the air. Remarkably, they formed into an ice plate in an instant, and it headed straight for the two. Then, as it flew, it sliced through the ropes. A massive catapult came tilting down. Seeing this, the White Mage pushed the queen aside, but he found himself heavily crushed under the boulder. They hadn't anticipated falling prey to the Ice Mage's sneak attack. Thus, the White Mage fell into a deep coma. Meanwhile, on the other side, due to the loud commotion from the lake house, the squad with the whistle chose to walk to unexpectedly subdue the Ice Mage's army. Maya and Ya also pursued the Eagle Warriors in a different way, but they were watched by Ollie, who had hidden thoughts. She made an excuse about finding a bomb and cut a small lock of hair from the warrior. She swiftly wrapped it in a handkerchief and carefully tucked it into a pouch. Meanwhile, Ollie spotted a wild goat and approached to cut off a piece, and pretended to accidentally bump into Maria. Immediately dropped the hair from her handkerchief and told her that something was lost. And just like that, it was effortless. Maria's secret token was destroyed. Finally, they made it to a break. Only then did she take out the hair from her handkerchief, cut a lock from her own braid, and gave it to the witch. After a long wait for the spell, the witch received a tragic answer. She saw the Eagle Warrior being slain, and it was Maria who caused this tragic fate. Ollie, listening nearby, was pleased. Little did they know, the witch's calculations were spot on. Everyone was worried about having nothing to eat when they spotted a mountain goat in the distance. Just as the warrior was about to move forward, Maria suddenly volunteered and rushed in. And just like that, the prophecy of hair surprisingly became food for all. At that moment, the witch seemed to be suddenly hit by something, but when she pulled it out, it was a jar laced with poison. Just as they were on alert, another dart shot Maria in the nose. Then came the meatball brat. Even the chicken coop was hit several times before the Eagle Warrior could react. The team had already been taken down. As everyone regained consciousness, they discovered dwarves wearing straw hats. All weapons had been seized. Even people were tied up in pairs. The witch then understood that this mountain was home to the legendary dwarf tribe. Do they want to eat us? Don't be afraid, they won't eat human. What about bread? Do they eat bread? After inquiring, they learned that the squad had murdered the deity of the tribe, the mountain goat. Now, once the sacrificial ritual was over, they would throw everyone down from the altar alongside the mountain goat. At this moment, Ali came up with a plan. He quietly tapped the guard's ankle with his tail. The dwarf's pupils instantly dilated. Then, he saw the high priest approaching him. He actually ordered him to free all the captives, but the problem was that dwarves believed only in the inscriptions on stones. Little they know, the next second, Ali's sneeze disrupted the rhythm. Holy man! The giant poked me with his tail. Seeing that the plan had failed, no one expected another sneeze would reveal the invisible iron axe over the chicken coop. At the sight of this, Maria and her companion immediately rolled toward the chicken coop before they could cut the ropes. Ollie was the first to be pushed onto the altar for poking someone with his tail. Fortunately, at a crucial moment, the eagle warrior drew his battle axe and shot it at the dwarf. Then, a handsome figure appeared. Unexpectedly, it stunned the high priest. It turned out to be worship of the intangible iron axe. This made all the dwarves kneel in submission. Meanwhile, Ollie, about to be tossed down. Finally, he miraculously salvaged his life. Then, the high priest proposed if the warrior could offer the sacred iron axe to the god, they would accept any conditions. Thus, the deal was quickly reached. As long as the squad successfully crossed the mountain, they would head over completely. However, the team had only traveled halfway when they encountered a huge rock. According to dwarven customs, when facing a sacred stone, a worship ceremony must be complete. Just then, the eagle warrior accidentally dropped his axe down the cliff. This left everyone stunned. They had to feign calmness, pretending nothing had happened. Although they hadn't faced difficulty so far, when they reached the foot of the mountain, the dwarves demanded they fulfill their covenant. So the warrior pretended to hold the axe and seriously switched to holding it with both hands and ceremoniously placed it in the basket. Only then did he cautiously set it before the high priest. Just as the squad was about to leave, they were suddenly stopped by the high priest. I love her, the witch. The witch was taken aback, but as soon as she turned around, her true form was revealed. This startled the high priest. He quickly retracted and said it was just a joke, and so it was. The small team safely left the dwarf village without incident, but the closer they got to the ice sorceries, the more they felt the chilly aura penetrating their bones. Before long, they saw the ice sorceries studying something with the snow bees. At that moment, even with the nightingale's whistle, how could they subdue the ice sorceries' army? Maria decided to flank the enemy and launch an attack. Ali hurried to help. Just as he was about to tie the whistle to a rope, Maria, however, keenly heard the call of the eagle. But in the next moment, Maria